Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Charlie's Edition. I am Charlie, aka Miss Charlize, and welcome to the Joy of Sex series, Part 1. Basically, I'm going to be doing this Joy of the Sex series every Tuesday, where we're going to talk about different topics out of this flawless book, The Joy of Gay Sex, where we're going to talk about different topics. I'm basically going to read off some topics for you guys. If you guys have any comments or questions, you can definitely leave them right here on my YouTube, or just ask me whatever you want, and it might be in this very book. Also, on Mondays is the Titanic series. If you have not checked out the Titanic series, be sure to check that out. It's me building a model Titanic and talking about some history of the ship. And of course, the Charlie Show every Sunday, where you can preview the drag show, cooking shows, whatever I might have planned on the Charlie Show. So, today's part 1 that I'm going to read off to you guys is rejection, something that a lot of gay males do and experience, lesbians as well. Everybody has been through it and experienced it. And I want to read this to you guys for those of you who feel that you're always rejected and feel that's your fault and blah, blah, blah. So, this is part 1, rejection, out of The Joy of Gay Sex. Being rejected by a stranger in a bar on a Tuesday night at 11:30 p.m. is not a final judgment on whether you are attractive. Ask yourself what his reasons might have been. He might be tired, have a cold, or have a lover waiting for him at home. Perhaps he's just finished having sex, or you're not his type because you have a beard or because you don't. There's no way you can ascertain his motives, but bear in mind that they may have nothing to do with you. Try to remember all those who have said yes to you over the years, as well as your achievements, both personal and professional. How should you handle hurt feelings when someone turns you down? Since no one gets used to rejection, there's likely to be a momentary shock. 3 responses should be avoided. Number 1. Immediately finding fault with the man who rejected you. He's not so great, or I'm sure that 10 is out of a bottle. Revenge or spite only serves to keep you obsessed with the rejection best forgotten. 2. Going around rejecting others. Having been shot down, you decide to put a few notches on your own gun. After letting someone squirm until he works up the courage to ask you home, you have the perfectly hollow pleasure of rejecting him. But the worst response is depression. You indulge in self-pity. You decide that your personality is dull, your looks repellent, and your life meaningless. You have 5 more drinks and then stagger home feeling old, ugly, and hopeless. If rejection is so wounding, you should ask yourself what past experiences you may unconsciously be reliving. Rejection by a parent, a childhood friend, or first lover. One occasionally finds men who are accomplished at setting up rejection by picking out the coldest man in the bar, the one most likely to turn someone down. Such self-defeating behavior needs to be faced squarely and dealt with in therapy or self-analysis. Perhaps it's time for a change. Time to move on to a new spot, a new meeting place, and a new group of people. You'll be surprised how being a new face can pick up your social life and cut down rejection. On the other hand, maybe you do need to make some changes in yourself. Make an honest evaluation of your behavior in social situations. I can't read. Perhaps your anxiety is being expressed in a hostile or rigid attitude. If so, change this. We often make adjustments in ourselves from time to time. So when you go out to the bar and you feel like guys are just rejecting you, and then you start feeling ugly and blah blah blah, no. Okay? Yes, I guess people do have their preferences and blah blah blah, which I can read about a little bit later. So, please leave me your comments, your thoughts on this part 1, rejection. And coming up next on Charlie's Edition, part 2, we are going to talk about types. So stay tuned.